Hey everybody, Brandon Jones here. I'm with Daniel Bloodworth, and we're about to sit through your Far Cry 5 pre-Gamescom session.
Yeah.
Where you
I mean, it's
playing
basically
Far
the
Cry 5?
Gamescom demo, which is basically the E3 demo. But yeah.
But our first direct feed of the game.
Yeah. It's nice. And we got to go up to Ubisoft and see their Gamescom lineup, as well as I think a couple other things. So, yeah. So we both played it at E3. Mm-hmm. I think the first time I played it with the dog. I know somebody else played with a sniper. Which one did you pick before?
I think I did. Is that an option? You can only do one or the other?
Yeah,
for
the partners.
Dog then, yeah.
For the partners.
I definitely went with the dog then.
Yeah. So this time I picked the plane, which allows you to do these airstrikes, and so it's pretty funny because when I used the dog, I was being very stealthy to take out this town, and having the dog attack people in the corners that nobody was watching, and here just explosions one after the other. I haven't even picked up a weapon yet other than that dumb ball bat, which seems to disappear. I had some funny things with this build where I would think I would have a weapon and then it would just be gone. I'm like, when did I drop that weapon? But and then when I was ziplining, it was like, did I just have a different weapon, or is that the sniper?
Well, I think that's one of the tricky things about, I mean, for me with Far Cry 4, I got very passionate about my arsenal. Like, there were definitely some weapons I was very much connected to. Whereas, yeah, it's hard to identify specifically what armament you're using. Or
yeah, and these guys coming in, this backup. It's like, all right. And then I shot, like, right when he moved. Yeah, and so even when you're not giving commands, like, he's just flying around shooting guys.
Is he talking about flying around shooting guys?
Yeah,
or
you hear him on the
seeing
radio,
him?
yeah.
Okay.
And then here, about to get to the last guy, and he just bombs him.
Nice.
It's like, all right. I didn't kill most of these people. And then this is where you get some of your first intel with the bartender here. It's kind of funny because you see them tear everything down, but it feels like 5 minutes later, but also like 3 weeks later because everyone's just going about their normal lives.
And did we get this far? Did you get this far in the E3 demo?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I think there was some stuff that I missed, so I didn't. So this is obviously, I'm guessing, the beginning of the game. We see level 1 to 2. This is probably like the first settlement that you free.
Maybe he'll let you fly his plane. Ryan Sons Aviation. It's just down the road. You can't miss it.
I also think that this is another like weird thing with how the demo is structured, because I have Nick Rye as my backup man right now, but I'm going to go meet Nick Rye at the airfield.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Onions have many layers. Onions don't give up. And when you cut them, they make you cry. Thousands of years of animals trying to eat it raw, and the onions still fight. They still challenge the eater. I've lived on a raw onion diet for a month. It turns you into a carpet bomb of irritability. Gave me so much resiliency, I ran a marathon without training. True story.
Oh yeah, and this is another thing. Even the guy that was kind of walking me through the demo, like he wasn't one of the devs on the game. He didn't even know about this. It's kind of funny.
Ezekiel 9:10. So I will not look on them.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go get that shotgun. You keep talking. Thank you. But see, that's what I mean about the weird timing element, because the bar, it's like, okay, everything's back to normal, and there it's like, obviously the fight just happened.
And did you see he wasn't featured in the fight before? Like, you didn't see him running around? Or...
No, he wasn't there. Like, I think like all of the NPCs don't come in until after you clear a town. Got a big rig.
Nice. Is that hula guy on the dash? Is that a reference to something I'm missing?
It looks like one of the older Far Cry characters, but I can't tell for sure. It would be funny if it was like Voss or something.
Pardon me.
I was trying to wreck things, but it's just
You gotta get some good speed going, yeah.
And yeah, so this is one of the few like open world kind of tasks that they had enabled out there, is like clearing these roadblocks.
Acknowledge! Hand grenade!
I like how he kind of like rolled backwards and then kicked his gun.
Catch!
Do you have any AI buddies? Or you're just flying solo at this point, right?
Well, it's the guy right there, the plane.
Oh, flying around, but nobody's on the ground with you.
Right.
So, because that was one of my concerns going in. So it's like, how am I going to pick targets if none of us are really wearing like uniforms?
Right.
And so far, so good. But I know you can definitely like bring in buddies, and so I'm just curious how they're going to distinguish them visually. Nice.
And then I blew up my own truck by accident. Now I got a new gun. I imagine too, like typical Far Cry progression tree, that like you'll get the ability to like hold several different weapons as you unlock skill trees.
You're going down!
And you want a mission at this location, or are you just?
No, I'm
You
just
just bumped
wandering
into
around the
this?
open world right now. Yeah, I was trying to see what all I could in the demo, since it was a little bit more straightforward at E3, and I had plenty of time because it wasn't crowded. And then this ladder actually cut out a bit of this because I went back and I looked. I think it was like 45 seconds to climb this tower. It's a big one.
Wow, yeah.
So yeah, a lot of blowing stuff up with the plane.
But I like that he's in there in real time. You can see him flying around,
Yeah.
and he's not just like. I was gonna say would be the perfect way to get off of that tower.
Yeah, 4 had something like that too, right? Did you always have like a little parachute?
I'm not 100% sure if you always had a parachute. I don't know if
Okay.
you.
I feel like there
They were
was
definitely
another game like
There were
that.
hang glider points.
Yeah.
But you had to take off from a specific point.
You're gonna fight the cult, aren't you? Just about bit the dust there. Thank you. You know I can see you, right?
She's like goes from polite to like, aggro in 2 seconds.
You're on her property, Blood. I mean, come on.
Oh no, not she's not talking to me. This roadblock guy is just not caring.
Uh-oh. Is it airstrike incoming? So is there any... I guess there's no ammo for him, right? He just keeps hanging around, or... Is he on
I think
cooldown,
there
or
might
what's the
be
strategy with him?
Yeah, I don't know if there is some kind of cooldown with the bombs, because I did have times later on where he wouldn't bomb, he would just strafe with the machine gun. So
Maybe he ran out?
yeah, that's why I'm wondering if you only have so many bombs at a time. I also didn't know if there was like any way to like, have him just chill out for a bit, because you'll notice there's a lot of times where I'll just be wandering around and he's just still screaming about shooting guys.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's picking up on targets that you're not aware of, but
Right.
you're like, I'm just kind of strolling around. I don't need to be in a combat scenario every 5 seconds.
But yeah, the environments do look pretty nice. I mean, I'd say it's one of my favorite things about the game. Things look pretty decent.
Do you know if you can not bring someone with you? Like you kind of like you always have a sidekick.
As far
when
as the
you're
demo is
playing?
concerned, you have to pick a partner.
Yeah, I think the only thing about performance so far is the frame rate's just taking a hit every now and then, but it
Yeah,
it is a preview build.
and it's still pretty much identical to E3. So,
So
you
it
know,
sounded like
about
that,
it, it's
yeah.
already a couple months old at least.
Sounds like you got like spotted there, like there was the little music cue that like
Yeah,
they didn't know you were in the environment. Now they are. Oh, so you're okay. So the American flag is your vertical experience meter. I was like, you keep leveling up. Oh, that's just getting
little hunting.
experience.
And yeah, talking about again like mysteriously losing weapons. Like somehow I got myself into a situation where all I had was a handgun, and I wasn't sure how I lost my other gun.
Just reckless with your weapons, Blood.
And then here's the fishing. This was the hit of the day. They actually had a board, so like everybody from the previous day and the day I was there, they were tracking who had the biggest fish. And somehow, out of everyone, the RNG favored me.
Are we gonna skip ahead in the interest of time? Did you do this for 30 minutes, Blood? Or
We will skip ahead. I caught 3 fish, and I'm only gonna show 2 of them.
oh wow.
So this is the first fish. 49 pounds. It's huge.
Excellent.
It's absolutely huge.
Was that the big one?
No.
Oh.
Spoilers. So it's something weird with the reflection here too when you're fishing that hopefully they kind of clean up. There's the big one. 59.45. Third try. It wasn't even hard. Like didn't have any struggle pulling it in.
So you had seen the meter though, like you saw the board, so you knew 59 was intense, like that was.
I hadn't paid that close attention to the board. I had heard them talking about 50 being a big deal.
And presumably there's multiple locations you can fish from.
Oh, there definitely are because there's at least 2 just in this demo.
Did you need fishing explained to you, or were you able to just jump in there and?
Yeah, I just jumped in. It's pretty simple. So yeah, this is Nick Rye's place. So I got in here and checked out the interior. And got some loot. Oh yeah, so yeah, I didn't have another gun, just a fishing pole. It's like, why do I still have the fishing pole?
It'd be great if you could like wrangle people with the fishing pole, like
Yeah.
hook somebody in his cheek.
Yeah, actually, Ubisoft, come on. Eat the guy's burgers. I love it. He had a photo of a truck on his wall. Just noticed that. Little lore.
Yeah, but that's got to be interesting because it can't be easy for people who live here to resist what's going on, or I'm sure they're much more closely tied to it. So
Sure. Yeah, we'll have to see like what all the explanation is for this, because it's like, okay, there's a big mean cult that's taken over Montana, but why are you the guy to do anything about that? where's the military?
So that looks like a friendly.
Yeah, that's Nick there.
Oh, there's
so
Nick.
that's the funny thing. He's in the plane and he's on the ground at the same time.
Haha.
Not the final game.
Give me some melee. There you go. Just bandage yourself up and everything's okay.
Yeah, typical Far Cry. Yeah, like the halfway down thing with the icon, I'm still not sure.
I wonder if you could maybe arrest him or something, like
Right, or maybe if they
You
get
are the law.
I think they probably just get revived if somebody gets up to them. Oh yeah, I was still trying to get another gun. It was like every time I'd come up to a guy, it's like, "Do you have a gun?" No, okay, no. Could I get something other than a pistol?
And that we saw a brief little prompt there to sabotage the truck. So can you set that so it blows up when somebody gets in, or?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the sabotage would do. It'd be something fun to experiment with.
You sure as hell saved my ass, partner. You know? You might be able to help me out with something. I found out them goddamn Peggies are storing ammonium nitrate in a few of them silos around here. You know, the good stuff. So my idea is to take my plane, drop a couple bombs on them, and kaboom! Except my wife is all, "You're an idiot. You're gonna get yourself killed. Your daughter's gonna grow up fatherless, blah, 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 blah." That's where you come in. You take my plane, you drop the bombs, I don't have to sleep on the couch anymore. Everyone wins. The plane's parked down at Gunner's Landing. Careful not to scratch her up.
That's some trust right there, Nick.
Yeah, right.
I just met you. Here's my plane.
Meanwhile, still flying around. Oh yeah, I had to get a wolf. It wasn't cooperating though. It wasn't fighting back. Just
Smart
like
wolf.
mercilessly hunting it down.
The sad, you just killed a wolf music.
Give me a holler if you need me. Hey, partner, it's Nick. You hear me okay? Oh, you're like the strong silent type, huh? Well, anyway, first silo you should look for is just northwest of Falls End. Should be able to spot it up there.
Yeah, and then flying the plane definitely takes a little getting used to. Independent axes. That gives you a good look at the scale of the world.
How was it labeled as far as what you did in the preview, just on the map? Could you tell, like, we're stuck to this one little district, but I can see how big the map is outside of that?
No, they aren't letting me show the map, so that's why I haven't seen it. Yeah, it definitely had like a big old blurry fog outside of the demo area. And when you go to the edge of the map, they'd be like, leaving demo area. So it was definitely very roped off in that sense.
God damn, that fucker lit up like the 4th of July. Hey, it's Nick. Getting some Peggy chatter over the radio. Sounds like they're moving the last of the explosives onto a convoy.
How do you spell Peggy?
That's what I'm wondering. Is that it's kind of like this?
Is that the name of the?
Slang,
I'm assuming it's the name of the cult.
It's like a
Yeah,
slang term
definitely slang.
for the cult, but.
Shit. Listen up, partner. You got a bogey on your tail. It's one of the chosen. They're like Eden's Gate Special Forces. I'm telling you, they do not fuck around. Be careful.
Yeah. Metal music.
It's funny, looking back at it, it's still pretty awkward at dogfighting, but it's like so much better this time around than it was at E3. And there's our big tower that we climbed up before. And then he just ran into the tower.
Oh, nice.
So there we go. That's the Gamescom Far Cry 5 demo, which is close to E3, but you get to see it this time.
Nice.
But yeah, we'll have Assassin's Creed. We'll do a similar thing to this, and then we'll just do some fresh Crew 2 impressions as well.
Well, just to wrap it up, basically what we saw, like what were your impressions? What impressed you about Far Cry 5?
The cult thing just. I've told them multiple times, like, I'm not into the cult thing, but environment looks good, and I'm curious to see more of how like open world will evolve in that sense in terms of because they've gotten rid of the whole like climbing a tower like litter stuff all over your map. Like instead it's like, okay, you talk to this person and then you find out about that thing over there, or you come across a note or something and it'll highlight something else down the road. So it'll be interesting to see how that balances out between like discovery leading discovery versus the fact that you don't have as much direction, and so it's like, okay, am I just lost without any idea about what I can do, or until I just happen to wander across that one note or whatever. Yeah.
And just for me, from experience with Far Cry 3 and 4, it seems a little more open-ended, kind of like reminds me of Far Cry 2, actually, which is kind of like these big open fields. And 4 was very rocky and lots of trees blocking you from doing off-road.
Oh,
so you really needed to stick to the roads, to get across the map. Whereas, like, not only do you have the freedom, you could fly in 4, but like, it seems like you get the plane pretty early on. It seems like, was it pretty much straight sequence of events? The kind of indicative of like the stuff you do early on in the game.
I mean, yeah, it feels like this is the beginning of the game, but it's hard to say just how deep it is. I'd say just because that's when you meet Nick, that probably it's pretty close to the beginning.
We're not getting this till next year, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I don't think we're getting this one this year.
So we'll probably, hopefully, get another look at it before we eventually like put our final score on Far Cry 5. But thank you for heading up in the skies and for you stuck with Nick the whole time. Like you just had your.
Well, you can't switch once.
Once you're actually on a quest.
When you do the demo,
okay.
You're locked in.
Oh, for the demo. Yeah. I wonder where you go, if you can just change those on the fly, or if you have to like go to a location to change them back.
And also like when you're selecting them, like you had 4 different points on that icon on that UI. So I wonder if you.
There's another one they haven't announced yet. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's one that they haven't announced yet, or if there's like, hey, nobody worry about doing anything, just hang back, or how that's going to actually play out in the final game. But
so there you go, minute. Yeah, the frame rate took a hit here and there, but a pretty gorgeous environment like to run through. It's just a question of how all of that comes together. But thank you for checking it out and for playing it for us, Blood.
Yeah,
thanks for watching.
Fishing is great, even if you don't catch anything. One people are talking about.
Oh, 59.45.